Hello everyone. So we're here to talk about the second, maybe the first boss, depending on if you count the tutorial one. But either way, this one's a really cool boss. Lots of great bullet hell in here. This one has 4 phases, and let's get into it. So the first thing here that I want to talk about is you're going to need to find spots to use the blast. So I'm going to kind of mention a few of those here at this time, but you want to at least use 2 blasts, otherwise you're going to be really short on time. 3 blasts is even better, but don't overextend yourself to get the souls so that you can use the blast. So this first thing here, what I'm going to show you is right up here in this area. When he shoots this sort of frantic spray at the right at the start here, you'll see it kind of comes out in like this weird pattern here. But every time in the section, there's going to be a big open spot. So if you just find that spot and then move into it, you're going to be just fine. So the next thing here is these giant balls. So these giant red orbs that shoot out, this happens in this phase and then also in the last phase. But in the last phase, it's much more hectic. But really, both of them you dodge in the same way. So what you want to do is you want to just move right here. So you see how these 2 balls right here line up? And then what's going to happen is you kind of go through them and then you just stand right here and watch. I'm going to just stand still. As they move, these other ones come by and also dodge me. So I'll point that out again in the last phase, but it's good. You're going to dodge them in the same way. All right, so let's talk about this phase here. So these balls are coming out in a spiral, right? So you could move to the right if you really wanted to, but it would take you sort of too far. Like you'd have to move pretty far. So what I do is here is I just play the back edge of the ball, of the arena, and then I just come right here and I just slightly move right and left. So you'll watch me, I just sort of just back and forth, and I'm just going to dodge all of them, just right back and forth. Super easy. You don't need to go far. You don't need to stretch yourself into a zone that's easier or that's harder to see or anything like that. So I just sort of move back and forth like that. So then they're going to shoot out this orb. When in the second phase, the orb sort of sends out these like wavy things, these waves. But then right afterwards, what you have to be prepared for is they're also going to shoot out a second spread. So that spread that I was talking about just before, that I just moved back and forth, what you want to do is every time the orb, the wavy line orb comes out, this one's going to spawn right afterwards. So you just want to reorient yourself back to the bottom, just like I did in that one, and that's how you go through it. So just one more time. So the ball comes out, you move, but then just go quickly back right to the bottom, and then you can just juke back and forth, right and left, and then you'll have it. You'll have the second phase. Third phase is super tough. This phase took a long time to master, but basically one thing that you have to note in this phase is that these souls, the blue orbs, are going to spawn way faster than in the other phases. So what you're going to want to use that to your advantage. So every time I'm about to get hit by this red orb, I don't just circle around the arena. That I've found much harder. So what I do is every time it's about to hit me, I just flash right over it with my Herald Step, and then just move to get another orb so that I'm ready for the next one. So it's just every time you just it comes close to you, you jump over it, and then you just get another orb. There's enough orbs on the map so that you can do that. So just make sure that you keep spawning and getting these orbs and jumping into like a safer spot. And you just keep going around and around just like that. So you can see here, like every time I have the ability to get one. All right, awesome. Now on to the fourth phase. So I'm going to kind of play through the entire fourth phase just because it's really complicated. There's a lot of bullets going on here, but when you really break it down, it kind of gets simple. So again, this is what I showed you at the very beginning. The 4 orbs spawn, and what you do is you just line up this line right here. So you're going to see I'm going to move to this location right here, and then I'm going to let it pass by me. Right there, just like that. You see that? So I'm going to show. So now these other orbs, you're going to notice that this pattern's pretty similar. So these orbs sort of spawn you in that sort of spiral, that right-angled spiral. So what you're going to do is you're just going to want to find your spot, at the bottom of the arena, and then just slightly move to the right. See how I just slightly move to the right there? I'll rewind one more time. So I come into this section, I'm out of this, standing still, and then I just find my spot and slightly just move to the right, and then I dodge it. And then what I'm doing is I'm moving to get this orb, because I need to find a spot in this final stage to shoot the beam out. So I'm going to get the orb, and then I'm finding my spot. So this is the best time. You're going to be able to get hit because you're standing still while you're doing this, but if you time it right, I'm going to get hit at the end of this one, but this is the best time. There aren't really a ton of other good times to shoot this beam out, so I get hit by that one and start moving to the right. So again, just dodge here, do this, and then slightly to the right every time. It's just like this spot here is a lot of bullets, right? This is just a ton of bullets, but if you just break it down, watch, I'm going to just pick my spot and then just move slightly to the right, and I'm fine, because both of these are shooting out in this spiral pattern. See how these balls here go in a spiral, and then these ones here are also in a spiral? That means slowly dodging to the right will just move your body outside of them. So watch this. So just, yeah, again, just both to the right. Just move into the right. And then it just repeats. That's just on loop for this entire full phase. So just move to the right, and then move to the right, and then find your spot. And that's it. That's how you beat this boss. Bye.